All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And of course, if you like this video, please smash the like button. We cover Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit on this channel, so I try to do a daily update to see what's going on. Also, in our pinned comment below, you will see a link to our free Discord, so please come and join us in our Discord. Let's start by looking at the Bitcoin miner big board and take a look at what's going on because we got some green, but we got mostly red. Bitcoin is down on the day, and it is down from the close of the equity markets last Friday. So as a result, there's a lot of red on the board. However, some of these stocks are doing just fine today. So let's take a look. So there's a few that are very green. Wolf is up about 12.7%. Wolf has been trading very erratically. So DMG blockchain is at almost 7%. Cypher is up about 3.5%. So those are the best performers on the day. There's a couple other green stocks. Core Scientific is up 1.8%, and GREE is up about 1.5%. So that's the green on the board. The rest of the board is red. Oh, and one just went green. So Riot is now green on the day. Marathon's just down 1%, and Cleanspark is just down 0.5%. So those are basically neutral on the day. So let's go to the Bitcoin chart. This is the Bitcoin chart on the 15-minute time frame. So each one of these candles is 15 minutes. So I want to take a look close up at what's going on today. This orange line right here is where the market opened this morning, and that was at around 41,290, so about 41,300. We've basically spent the rest of the day underneath that. We did bump into it again in the middle of the day, but we've been trending a little bit sideways and downward throughout the day today. Not a very big move, but down since the open. And then more importantly, this orange line here is where the equity markets closed on Friday. So obviously today is Monday, the next trading day. So from the close of the equity markets on Friday to now, which is almost the close of the equity markets on Monday, Bitcoin's down about 2.7%. So just under 3%. So there has been some downward pressure. So when you look at Bitcoin down 3%, it's actually the miners are behaving okay. And some of them are green, and a few of them are very green. I will note that for about the last week and a half, the miners have been behaving better. They were behaving very poorly versus the movement on Bitcoin for most of 2022. So that shift seems to be changing. Now, of course, every miner is different, so they all have their own story. But in general, they're doing better. You can see I have a green line here at around 40,750. And we have been above that since really yesterday. We hit that last night, and we actually retested it again a couple of times after the trading opened today. So the trading range is getting tighter and tighter today. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. All right, this is Bitcoin on the 2-hour time frame. So this is going to allow you to see the whole weekend as well. So each one of these candles represents 2 hours. So basically, this is the trading day today, these 4 candles, and you'll see we just kind of drifted downward a little bit today. This is where we closed last Friday. Right after the close, we did test this important line of resistance, and it bounced off of it even on a 2-hour candle. It did not hold. We tested it again on Saturday, and again, it touched the line but did not hold. This line actually has been a fairly strong line of resistance now, having failed this twice. However, you will see that, this green line could extend all the way back to the close on Friday as well. So we've been trading in a very tight box for the last 3 days. I want to show you a pattern I haven't talked about yet that Bitcoin has been following so far all year in 2022. So I'm going to switch over to the 1-day time frame. Okay, so this is the 1-day time frame. You'll see these 2 blue lines. Basically, this is a wedge pattern. It's a sideways wedge. It's neither ascending nor descending. So this is a very neutral pattern. This blue line starts on January 2nd, so basically the second day of the year. And since then, this downward trend line, we have been setting lower highs in the big picture all year this year. Now, ordinarily that would be bearish, but we have been setting higher lows off of this blue line so far all year this year. And you'll see on Friday and Saturday, we did bounce off of this blue line again. We had a couple of almost breakouts here, but they didn't make it. And we got right up to the line again. So now we're drifting back in the middle. So I guess I want to show this because, we have been zigzagging up and down this pattern, and, this will work itself out, over the next month and a half, but I think it'll work itself out a lot sooner than that. I am still bullish. I believe the last 2 months is an uptrend. I think we're still in that. We are having a pullback, but I guess I won't be surprised to test either this red line right here, which is at 39,600, this blue line, which right now is coming in at around 38,200. We need to hold this line of resistance or we're going to start setting lower lows, and that's at about 37,500. So that's on the downside. And if you look at this pattern, it almost seems like, we just went down, we went back up, and it's time to go back down. However, that is not necessarily what's going to happen. I do still think we're going to take another run at this line and break out and take another run at this long-term line of resistance. And you'll see we did test this on February 10th. We tested it again on March 2nd. So it's now March 21st. I think by the end of the month, I feel like, that's the next little over a week. In my opinion, we're going to go back and retest this line one more time before March is over. So the only question is, I don't know if we're going to go down and bounce off of some of these lines of support in the meantime before we take our run at that. Also, our bullish momentum is holding on in the RSI, but I'm going to just pop the RSI open here. You can see it's holding on, but it's not strong. So my philosophy is anything over 50 on the daily RSI is good news for Bitcoin. So since it crossed 50, it's been several days and we've stayed above 50, but today we are at 52. So this is a little uncomfortably close to 50, and it seems like, there's a chance that we may dip below this again. So I'm hoping we stay above 50. This is also basically following that same pattern. You'll see a wedge pattern happening here. So I'd like to see a break to the upside. This is the MACD on the daily time frame. You'll see we talked about the fact that we did have a positive crossover on March 15th. So that was last week, and we've continued that bullish momentum. The histogram has been all green since then, but you'll see we seem to be losing a little bit of steam. So again, just like the RSI, we're kind of drifting sideways. So we're really at a crossroads right here as to whether or not we're going to dip down and test some support or continue heading back up to the upside. Just want to go through a couple of stocks quickly here. So this is HUT 8 on the 1-day time frame. I am invested in HUT 8. I did average into HUT 8 some options today because it's in the red today, and they seemed like they were on a discount to me. So I'm feeling good about HUT 8, and HUT 8 is still underperforming for the year versus its peers from a stock standpoint. However, I believe their performance as a company is doing very well. So I think we're still close enough to this very strong line of support right here, $4.57. We're about $1 above that right now, but I am not expecting to retest that low. That was our January 24th low, which was the day that all the Bitcoin miners hit their 2022 low. So we have not broken past that, and I believe this is a very strong line of support, and I really don't think we're going to go back down and test it. Conversely, there's a lot of room on the upside in HUT 8. Just to get back to the February 10th number that HUT 8 was trading at would be a 47% increase in the price of the stock. So again, none of this is financial advice, so please do your own due diligence. But I'm just showing you some target prices. I feel like if Bitcoin can stay healthy and have one more bull run, even if it peters out at 45,000 again, I do think that HUT 8 should be able to get back to this number that it was on February 10th. If Bitcoin were to get truly bullish and start heading back towards that number, I think this is also a very realistic price target. So that would be a 102%, basically a double in the price of HUT 8 stock. So those are my two price targets. One's probably a short term, 1 to 2 month, and the other one is a little more long term, 1 to 2 quarters. So you'll see compared to its March 1st high, Mawson has actually run up past that number, and actually today with this big pullback, it's having one of the reddest days out of all of the Bitcoin miners. It's almost right back down to where it was on March 1st. Its all-time low was on March 8th, and it doesn't look like it, but this is actually quite a big run up. That's a 41% run up in March off of its March lows, but actually it's pretty much break even with where it was on March 1st. So again, you can see this stock was much, much higher than this. This was a $15 or $16 stock at its peak. This was a $15 stock back in November, and that's where Bitcoin was at its all-time high. So, it's at $2.93. It's drastically off of its all-time high. I'm not expecting it to go retest this number this year, but I do think some of these numbers, some of these price targets at $6.22, this was December 17th, this was at $8.69. That would be almost a triple to get to that. So there's some potential upside on this one. However, this is a newer stock. It has much less of a trading history, so it is a riskier investment. So like I said, I am not currently invested in this. I'm looking for an entry point. I'm starting to look at today on this big pullback, but you can see the risk reward analysis that I'm going through on this one. So again, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence, especially on a new stock like this. So I want to finish out on the Bitcoin 15-minute chart. You'll see we have a couple of green candles here heading into what is about a half an hour before the market closed today. So still very sideways on the day today. A little bit of momentum. Maybe we'll have some momentum into the close. Overnight, I would be looking to see, are we starting to head up towards this line, or are we starting to head down towards this line? So which direction are we moving in? Like I showed you, everything is fairly neutral right now. All the bullish indicators are still there, but they're just losing their strength. So it would be nice to see a move to the upside, because that would help push the indicators back into real bull market territory. So hoping for a move up, but won't be surprised to expect it either way. That's all I have on Bitcoin for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.